Knick of Time Show. Go check out that show. It's a great show. It's a great show.
New York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Knick Of Time Show, here giving you that Knicks talk just in nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks just came from behind again, down 21 points, and beat the Warriors at home 110-107. Clarkson gave you 14 points. Shaman gave you 10 points and 2 steals. Mitchell Robinson gave you 4 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Hart gave you 7 points with 12 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns gave you 17 points with 12 rebounds. OG Anunoby gave you 14 points. And our captain, Jalen Brunson, gave you 30 points plus 9 assists on the night and a couple of steals as well. All right, the Knicks defense wasn't always good. They gave up a lot of threes, but they clamped down when it mattered. All right, because they held the Warriors to 19 points in the second quarter and made all the big plays down the stretch, while the Warriors' lack of experience without Stephen Curry and his other players showed, and the Knicks come out with a victory. We're gonna talk about it. All right, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Before I do, I'm gonna introduce you to our ex-AAU coach, B the Motivator. What's good, B?
Oof. I'm getting a little exhausted defending these Knicks, but I'm here. I'm still gonna come through because a win's a win, and I love me a win. So let's discuss it. It might not be the most great discussion, but we won, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, we won. That's all that matters. And speaking of defending the Knicks, defense, man, Knicks gotta play defense. One thing you have to remember, everybody: hard work beats talent, and talent does not work hard.
Amen.
This team, to start the game, I feel like the Knicks didn't come into the game respecting the game.
No.
Because you're in the NBA, and when you're in the NBA, you're looking at teams and you're looking at the schedule and you're thinking this is going to be an easy win, but this is still the freaking NBA. You still have to show up and do your due diligence and run your rotations correctly, play with heart and play with energy. I felt like the Knicks looked at the schedule, saw Curry wasn't playing, saw Draymond Green wasn't crying. Cat was like, okay, well, Draymond's not playing, so maybe I could take a little bit easier. And they didn't play to their full capacity. I feel like they were playing to like 80% capacity on defense. I felt like they were in the area of three-point shooters, but they weren't like close enough. They weren't closing out hard enough. I kind of feel like they were like, it wasn't like an egregious, there was no egregious, not many, I'll say. I won't say no. That's absolutely false. I don't feel like there was any egregious misassignments defensively, but I do feel like they were in the defensive area 1 second late, 1.5 second late, and the Warriors are playing to win because they come into the Garden. Everybody likes coming to the Garden. Everybody wants to make a name for themselves, and they came here to win, and the Knicks came to win in the third quarter, and I'm glad they finally did. But I do feel like we finally picked it up, but we have to learn our lesson to respect the game from the beginning of the game until the end of the game, and not from the third quarter on, because then you won't find yourself in a close game with the Warriors and having to be embarrassed on ESPN the next day.
Exactly. I get tired of kind of hearing that same excuse where a lot of people look at records and then they say we shouldn't be losing or we shouldn't be this, shouldn't be that. Like somebody just said in the chat, Cavs just lost to Dallas today. If you don't show up and you don't respect the game, you can lose at any given time, especially when certain players have certain opportunities. Like today, a lot of these guys on the Warriors teams are probably don't have the highest contract or have a guaranteed contract. and they're going to take full advantage of the opportunity to make sure they can feed themselves and their families. A lot of these guys don't know when they'll be able to play again, if they're going to be on this team next season. And if we're going to come into a game believing we already won a game that we haven't even played yet, we're going to get embarrassed the way we did today. And thank God we pulled out the win. I was fighting to be right because I'm like, please do not make me seem crazy, because as you guys know me, I'm rooting until we're eliminated. It's go Knicks and we have a chance. But I can see why some people don't believe in the chances, because the opportunities that we give to teams like this. They were down, I believe, 9 starters. All of their starters and 9 players. Pardon me.
Nah,
and
right.
sweetheart, and to come out the way we did, it's another slow start. A lot of people like to say that we always come out slow against a lot of teams. That's not true. We beat the Nets and the Jazz early on in the season by a lot. BTA off the rip, it was a 40-point lead going into the half, and we were thinking that's going to be the same rhythm each and every game when we play bottom tier teams. But again, if you don't come into respecting anybody, they're going to show you that this is the NBA. These guys were great at every level that they played. So when they show up like tonight, and I don't agree with you fully. I think there were some possessions where we were in the arena of the 3-ball, but the fact we leave the 3-ball open way too much, or we let guys get into their rhythm or be too comfortable letting the 3 off, which kind of showed today. I believe they shot, double check that. Shockingly, they only shot 37%, but seems like that's actually pretty good. They made 14 3-pointers. It seems like they made a lot more. I felt like they made like 20.
Because the first half they was on fire. That's what's up. And as the game waned on, the defense started to lock in a little bit and they started to miss. So that first half, you let that first half numbers from the 3-point line. Yeah, it's probably closer to 50, probably.
But I think it was just like you said, you hit it on the nail. You can't play with your food, and you can't come out believing you won something that you haven't played for yet. We the last few games actually, we looked at our schedule and we said these are guaranteed wins. We should easily be with these teams by 50 plus, but we didn't play the game yet. You don't know. And on top of that, I don't like to give certain people too much credit because I dislike them, but you have to give it when it's due. Steve Kerr is also a great coach. We're not going to disregard that fact. To me, he's not one of my favorite coaches, but he's still respectable in the game where he's going to get his guys prepared to play a match against any team, such as the Knicks.
Yeah, listen, man, Padinsky, I feel like he's been giving us problems for a couple of games. Frick Post, I don't know, man. Post tried to make a name for himself this year against us. Had a career high. So these guys are a little scrappy, man. And they got Steph Curry kind of being a coach with the headphones on the sideline. And then when Reggie Miller's in the building, it's always bad juju. So I feel like the combination of all that was just like it was nasty. But the Knicks pulled it out. And I'm going to give somebody props that I haven't given a lot of props this season. I'm going to start off talking about Jordan Clarkson, because Jordan Clarkson rose from the dead. All right. When I say dead, I mean bottom of the earth. I know this is 6 feet under. I felt like he was 9 feet under. All right. Because offensively, he has not shown up for long stretches. Defensively, he's been the same. But over the last few games, it seems like there's a heartbeat. I felt like he did a good job playing with energy and changing the tide today. The Knicks, once again, started off slow from the 3-point line. And there's been a debate about, not even a debate, there's been a worry that the Knicks can live and die by the 3. Jordan Clarkson is a guy who likes to be in the paint. So it was actually a welcome sight to see Jordan Clarkson not live and die by the 3 while everybody else was in that first half. I felt like he did a good job head faking, getting to the hole, and finishing over length a lot of times. And it's funny because usually that same moves bugs the hell out of me, because I feel like he forces a lot of those shots a lot of times against shooting over teardrops and fadeaways over taller players. But today I felt like he played it perfectly. And he picked his spots perfectly. And then when he got the 3 at the top of the key a couple of times, he hit it. And defensively, he was there. A lot of times, Jordan Clarkson, I get frustrated with his, not necessarily his man-to-man defense, although that can be weird sometimes, is more so his team defense. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't give the effort to rotate to shooters and go around screens. And that's why I get so mad at him and be like, whatever, DOR all day. But he held his own defensively today too. So I want to be the one to start off talking about Jordan Clarkson because I gave him so much crap on his program and he showed us.
To your defense, though, I did say it the one in our chat. You mostly felt that he just, because of his role at one point, he felt he just wouldn't be a part of the team because you felt he could do more on another team versus ours. So I do understand where a lot of your frustration was coming from. But the cool thing about Jordan Clarkson that I've always, what I preached about and I've liked him on our team is because a lot of people were asking who can create a shot outside of Jalen Brunson for the last few seasons. It wasn't about who can make a shot or who can hit a three. Those are things that we need and we would like to be consistent out of guys like Shamit, Cat, and OG and stuff like that. But it was who can create a shot. And Jordan Clarkson can. So when we signed him, I was very excited because that's where the paint play comes into. He can get into the paint and create a shot. There's a lot of times where I believe he either, you think that he's going to turn the ball over, he doesn't have a pass out, and then boom, he throws up a shot and it goes in, or possibly an and one, or he gives us the opportunity to get offensive rebounds, something. But I love the fact that Jordan Clarkson could create offense, and that's why I'm excited, and I'm glad that he was revived right before the postseason, because these are things we're going to need going into the postseason. Jalen Brunson, another game where he had to bail us out. He put the cape on, and I saw him, taking a lot of shots that we needed. Got a 30 ball for us today. We'll get into captain, but outside of him, when we finally got Cat involved, and we'll get into Cat too, but before that is who can create a shot, who can get a bucket for us. And there goes Jordan Clarkson once again. And a lot of the times we will question why he wasn't playing at certain times. And I think a lot of people was kind of obvious because he doesn't play great defense, but I never question his effort. And that's one thing that's always going to outplay. And that's why today the Warriors were in a game. If you give effort, you're going to get PT, you're going to keep a job, or you're going to get some type of burn in this league. And there's some games where, but I think we can say that about everybody. But there's a lot of games where I just see him really wanting to get back into a rhythm, wanting to get into the defense because he knows his offense is going to be there. And he's a guy, again, I could be a broken record with it. He does not get paid to be consistent. He gets paid to get buckets. And buckets, like Michael Jordan said, you're going to miss 99% of the shots that you don't take. So take them. And he's one of the guys that just takes them. And I'm glad that he takes them because at some point he's just too good to keep missing. He's going to make it eventually. And so I'm glad his slump is out of the way. I'm glad he has bailed us out, not 1, 2, 3, but it's been a handful of games quite now, and they're big games. I know today might not seem like a big game, but being down 21 points and almost losing to the G League, people say Warriors, to come through with the win, and a lot of it was because of Jordan Clarkson's contribution. Shout out to him, and I'm glad that he, again, is being revived right before the postseason because we're going to need him.
I hope he stays like this. But listen, here's the thing about Jordan Clarkson, and I
still stand on he's gonna save us in the series.
Yeah, he possibly could because Diawara showed his youth today, which is a big reason why I think Jordan Clarkson's number got called because Diawara did show Diawara hit 1-3, then had like a little Euro step into a turnover. I feel like he had a couple of costly turnovers that was costing us a push. And it was even there was like a lineup that I liked the potential of. Like I really like when I see McCall, Diawara, and OG together. At least in theory, it hasn't worked out on the court. But like that lineup with Cat and Alvarado was kind of a negative. But then when you had Clarkson in there. You had Clarkson in there with Brunson and Shamit and Harden and those guys, like that was actually positive. It was Brunson, Clarkson, Hart, Shamit, Mitch. That lineup got us back into the game, and that was actually a positive. So I'm gonna give him credit. 14.0. He had nothing else. 14 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals. He had 14 points. He got paid to get buckets, and that's what he did, and nothing else. I'll take it today because no one's gonna buy a basket today, so I'll take it today. But also too, I want to give a shout out to Mike Brown and his mad scientist brain because once again we did not start off the game well. We were actually down 21 points at one point before that lineup went in and came back and brought us back in the game. But the thing that maddens me about Mike Brown are his wonky lineups. And the thing that I love about Mike Brown is that he's willing to try wonky lineups. And then sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I seen a lineup with OG at center. Post was going off, I guess. And it was like, you know what? Screw this. We need more speed. So he had like a lineup of Brunson, Shamit, Clarkson, Hart, and OG. And It actually did all right. I was like, okay. I feel like this is like the 5th or 6th time I've seen OG play center this year. So and I think we might try that in the pinch play small ball 5 with OG.
Yeah, it depends on the team.
Yeah, depending on the team. And I think it was a nice time to try it out. So I definitely like that, especially when you have Brunson going the way he did.
Yeah. I always tell people, I know a lot of people wasn't into the experimenting, even myself. There was times where I'm like, where am I going? But I'm starting to realize that this is the time to do it again.
Yeah.
For the whole fact that when it comes to the playoffs, it's not necessarily about rotations. It's about matchup. You have to know who's going to do what against who. And the opposite team could throw some funky lineups in itself, depending on what's occurring as well. So I like that Mike Brown is using the funky lineups now, so he can see during the regular season when the postseason comes. All right, OG possibly can fit at a center position. Mikal possibly can play point guard. Jamet can actually play the 2, or things like that. So it's very iffy because Mike Brown, I think he's been in the hot seat all season for the sole fact that his goal is very high. When he came in, it's win or bust. They're not even giving him they don't even care if he makes it to the Eastern Conference Finals, possibly the finals. If he loses even in the finals, I think people are going to be upset about it, because how did you get to the finals and lose? Like, I don't think he could win in this season at all if it doesn't end with a championship. I don't even think it mattered if we were in first place with 60 wins at this point. I don't think it mattered. I think what matters is the end goal.
Right.
So I think with all him dealing with all that and us still in 3rd place, and I believe again I think we just finally hit the top 5 in defense and offense. It may have slipped though, because I think the Celtics it did slip, but we're right there. We're right there, and
we're in the mix.
We can still end top 5 in defense and offense. But the fact that he has a lot of these things, and we made a lot of history in some of the wins that we did this season, from the Denver win to the Nets win, to the Jazz win. We had a lot of big wins this season. So with him, I think, damn if he does, damn if he doesn't. So I just wanted to see something different, because I was a big Tibbs advocate. I love Tibbs. I think he should have been given another chance coming into the season, and then if he failed again, cool. Because I believe had he beat the Pacers, we wouldn't never fired him. I think his job was solely dependent on the fact that he didn't make the adjustment.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So to me, I was like, if we're going to replace him, then I don't want to see the same thing, which is why when people were calling for Mike Malone, I'm like, we're going to see the same thing with Tibbs. I don't know if you guys watched him, how he coaches the Denver years. He's kind of a Tibbs, him and Tibbs
alone, yeah,
the same. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why you guys want a guy who's going to do the same Tibbs stuff. So that's the only thing I give him the credit. At least we're not getting the same old thing to complain about the same old thing. So that's why, to me, I'm not going to complain, because we were going to complain either way. Either way, there's something to complain about. Unless we were 68-0 at this point, and that's impossible in the NBA. Even OKC is showing you're going to have some cracks during the season. So with me, I'm just glad we're dealing with somebody who's doing things a little bit differently. We might not like it, but I'm glad that we are doing something differently, so we can see later on if it's going to come into play, and if he is doing these things to either do it in the postseason. And that's where I feel we can really, really judge him, because are you doing these things to prepare for the postseason, or are you just doing it
absolutely
because coach
absolutely
are? So if he's playing with these funky lineups in the postseason, then I will criticize more and be like, bro, what are you doing? But I think a lot of it is because he's a very experienced coach, and I think he's getting prepared for the postseason. That's my belief.
Yeah, no, that's what Tibbs got fired. Tibbs got fired because he did not experiment enough, and he only tried stuff when his back was against the wall in the postseason. But you want to try that stuff before the postseason starts. Realistically, this week we're playing a lot of sub 500 teams who missing stars and not quite right. Like, this is the time to try the funky mad scientist lineups. So it's where you want to play 3 bigs at the same time? Do it now,
And he's actually the only guy. He unlocked everybody. Everybody on that team had a game this year. We had the Clarkson game. We had the Tyler Collett game. We had the DOR game. We even got a Dottie game recently. We got it,
Dottie. Yeah, I mean, it was garbage time, Dottie, but it was there.
Something out of that we haven't seen, So I'm okay with it. We even got him a color game, bro. We got him a color game.
Yep, we definitely got him a color game. We got a game from everybody.
That's all it comes to, like you said, due to experimenting. You got to let these guys try and make mistakes.
Exactly. I even like the double big lineup today, because they had like
I love the double big lineup in general.
Yeah, the Mitch and Cat lineup was nice. I was kind of worried about the Warriors' speed and whether the double big lineup could keep up with the speed. but I think they did well. I thought Mitch did well, even guarding post at the 3-point line when he was in. I thought Cat did well. I feel like Cat played well defensively in the more so in the second half than the first half.
Yeah.
First half not so much. Second half a lot better. I really like the rebounding and the activity level of the double big line. I liked it a whole lot. It seemed like penetrators were scared to go at Mitch in that paint. There was a few times where I felt like there was an easy layup or a dunk, and they saw Mitch rotate and got spooked. It was like, long arm of the law is here. They dropped the ball. They got a turnover. So I just like the length pause. All right, on the double big line. I gotta get to you too fast with it. I gotta say pause before I start it. Exactly. Timeout. Exactly. But yo, Brunson too, man. Let's talk about Jalen Brunson real quick. Yeah. Let's talk about
Finally got into the 30 ball again.
Finally got to the 30 ball again, man. Jalen Brunson efficiency is probably the thing that I'm looking for towards the end of this season. He hasn't been efficient for the last few weeks. But not even just the efficiency, how he marries the efficiency with the passing. Yes, he can give you 30 points, but can he give you the 30 points and the timely assist? Today, he gave you the 30 points and he gave you 9 assists.
He did. How many assists did you have? He had 9 assists. Okay.
He gave you 30 points and he gave you 9 assists. If he's gonna give you the 30 and the 9, I'm great. Like if he's gonna give me 30 and hovering and 7, 8, 9 assists, I feel like he's done his job. And today I think he did his job pretty well. And the difference between the Warriors and the Knicks, clutch buckets. All right. Jalen Brunson hit clutch buckets, even though he had a dumb turnover at one point in the game. I was like, bro, you trying to lose this game? But when the game is on the line, I feel like the more experienced team took over and made more plays than the other team. I feel like the Knicks did a good job playing defense in the last few minutes. Even though I feel like Brunson could have, it was the last play of the game. I think 2 players, Mitch and Brunson, with that Padinsky. I feel like Brunson might have rotated a little bit late to post, but that's the Warriors' nerves, man. That's the nerves you play with when you're not in those situations. You don't have Steph Curry. You're not used to making those big plays. They fumbled that pass. Knicks won the game, and we walk out there with a win. It could have been different. It could have been different because we was playing with our food for about a quarter and a half, 2 quarters. He's playing with our food, but the more experienced, more poised team won at the end of the game. So I'm taking the win. And shout out Jalen Brunson for giving you 30 points and 9 assists.
What is that? Fun fact. There goes that. Whatever. We'll pick it up after. Actually, fun fact. The month. I will, baby. The month of March, Jalen Brunson's averaging 9.9 assists.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there.
23 points, 9.9 assists. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
We are 6-3. 6-3.
Shout out to King. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and you mentioned it too. Like you mentioned on the show before, B, that Brunson, you feel like Brunson is still trying to figure out how to balance scoring and assisting, and that's why you feel like his shooting percentage might be taking a hit because he hasn't found that balance. And I look at that. I think he found the balance. I kind of feel like it's the same thing with Cat. I feel like Cat is trying to find the balance between playing defense and offense. And maybe that's why his offense wasn't really ticking up because he's used to playing one side of the ball. Now you got to play 2 sides. And I think it's the same thing with Brunson. They got to learn to reallocate their nervous system to play 2 sides of the game at the same time.
Yep. I just think because it's been such an up and down, and we actually haven't had the luxury of having such a great team in such a long time. And we have PTSD bad. Trust me, Knicks fans, I get it. I'm not trying to be a homer all the time. I get it. But that's why I didn't used to follow the Knicks before the Brunson era because they used to frustrate me so much. It was hard to be positive about anything. It was just the same old tricks, same old things that you get hyped for somebody to come to our team and realize they're not coming. Or we think we're going to have a good season and then we already have no chance to even make the playoffs. Like I've been through those seasons. But since the Brunson era, we have the luxury of relying on someone outside of Brunson, that these players are just too good. They're just too good, aka Cat. They're just too good to believe that they won't ever figure it out. And that's
Right.
Jalen Brunson. He's just too good to believe that he's never going to figure it out, or he's going to stay in a slump, or he's not going to be good again. We didn't get this is not a gimmick. Jalen Brunson is not a gimmick. He's not someone that we should think that we're getting teased because of the past. He's the real deal. Like he's the
Real.
real deal. He is again having conversations of being one of the best Knicks ever, and he's only been here what 4 seasons? He's not even,
Right.
and he hasn't even really done much, but he's done much. So it's like he could do even more. The fact that he could do more, I believe we're gonna have Brunson for another 10 years. Well, who knows? God praying. He also stays healthy. I know his body
Right.
has been going through a lot since he's been with us, and small guards like that, it's hard to know. And contract business, we all know that goes into it. But I believe we have Brunson for at least another 5 to 7 years. And the fact that he's done this in just 4, sky's the limit for what he could do in another 4. So I think we just have to sometimes just appreciate what we do have. And that's all I've been trying to emphasize on the podcast, on the TL. We have the luxury for once to believe just a little bit. I know it's hard to sometimes, again, when you're down 21 points to the Warriors and their best player right now on the court is Pazinski, who's been struggling all season. And then he has games, he actually been playing better recently, but then he has games against us where he looks like prime Ray Allen. It's like, what the heck?
For real.
So I get it. I understand that. But this team is just too good to not believe that they can't figure it out. And that's it. I'm glad you hit that too. That's the reason why we won. The experience. Jalen Brunson is not a clutch player for no reason. He doesn't get paid the big bucks for no reason. We don't call him Captain Clutch for no reason. This is not a gimmick. This is not just a narrative, a facade. We actually, as Knicks fans, watch this guy time in and time out, close out games, finish it off. And that's the difference between us and I believe today what happened with the Warriors. Because had Curry took that Pazinski shot to end the game, I don't know if we'd be very happy.
I don't know if we'd be here talking like this.
Pazinski and Curry is the experience. Of course, Curry is a way better player and way better shooter by any chance. But
I know what you mean.
Experience does come into play in games at some point. And I believe, despite how we went into these last few games against these 500 teams, that's what pulled us through, the experience. And that's what I believe is going to get us through in the playoffs even. We're just too experienced. We're just too good to believe that a quarter and a half is going to determine the whole entire game. We're just too good. And that's the same thing with Jalen Brunson. We saw him dip a little bit in the points because he was getting more assists. But like I stated, and like I told you guys, don't panic just yet. This guy is just too gifted offensively not to put that part of his game mixed with this. Because as we noticed in the third quarter, in the beginning of the fourth, and the third quarter too, who did he start feeding to realize that I need him to help us get involved so we can win this game? Karl-Anthony Towns. It was assist after assist to Towns in the paint, things that we've been asking for all season.
Right.
I was seeing it consistently in these last few games that he has to get other people involved outside of the Villanova guys. He knows that he can only win if him and Karl Towns are playing at the highest level. So to me, I don't sweat too much as long as we got healthy Jalen Brunson. And if Cat's going to come along, cool. But as long as we got healthy Jalen Brunson, it's hard for me to ever believe that we're fully out of any.
No, I agree. And like I keep saying, this is probably my favorite part about this recent stretch is the redefined connectivity between Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. I feel like that 2-man game has blossomed by leaps and bounds in the last 4 weeks. And we're going to be using these last 13 games to keep building on that. And I think that's a staple that we can definitely use in the playoffs, along with some of the funky Frankenstein lineups that Mike Brown's been using over these last couple of games. But I know people begin like getting. Listen, I know Brunson has his flaws, but like every team has his flaws. I still feel like he's young enough where he can work through them. He works too hard. He works too hard for me not to believe that he can figure things out eventually. And listen, man, I still take him seriously. He's up there. He's one of the best He was one of the best playoff scorers in the NBA in year 4. This is only his 4th year leading a team. He's been mentioned with Jordan as a guy who's been leading the league in points scored in the playoffs. So I know I can count on a guy who can perform with the highest pressure put on him. And that's why I'm excited about this season, man. That's why I'm excited about this season. I want to talk about go ahead. Yeah. I want to talk about some hard things though, man. This has been interesting. This was an interesting game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta. It's funny. Okay, the slow starts. I know you're saying it's not always been slow, but it's been slow for
It's
big stretches.
Yeah.
And I know we've been saying we need to bench Josh Hart. We need to bench Josh Hart. It's actually starting to be Josh Hart and McCall now. It's actually both of them who aren't really shooting well to start games. It's really kind of been like Cat, Brunson, OG. And then you kind of hope that those guys get going. And it's weird because I think history tells me, I know it sounds crazy. History tells me that McCall's 3-point shooting should turn back around because he's been a great corner 3-point shooter for much of his career. So I don't want to completely give up on that returning. I think it will return at some point. Much how when Cat was struggling with his 3-point shooting all season, and we're like, his career, he's been a good 3-point shooter, is going to return. I kind of feel something similar to McCall. But in the meantime, though, I am starting to see certain patterns happening. I'm starting to see him be benched in the fourth quarter. And it's also interesting, too, because Shamet hasn't necessarily been shooting well lately, even when he's starting. But the thing about Shamet is you kind of trust him more in the fourth quarter situations. Like Shamet seems to rise to the occasion in the fourth quarter, at least when it comes to scoring. I've seen McCall rise to the occasion when it comes to the defense. But Shamet hit a big 3 today. Like gave Shamet the ball, had Brunson playing off ball. Shamet had like a little screen, rose up, hit a 3 from the top of the key. Bang, big 3. I need McCall to get that confidence going again so he can do it. Now, granted, McCall actually, I feel like he started getting going a little bit, but he never got back into the game. So that's just something I'm watching moving forward. Shamet closing games.
Yeah, I another stat that I told you guys about that I want to reiterate. Since the OKC game, McCall hasn't touched 30 minutes a game, besides the Pacer game, but he hit exactly 30. Mike Brown's not closing the games out. You see that he's struggling and he's taking him out of key moments. But I think players like him, I don't necessarily put him in the same category as Brunson and Cat, where you doubt too much where they can't come through. I think that it's a possibility he may struggle some more, but my belief as a fan of him and of his game that he comes alive at some point. I think I don't know if we see it before the season ends, but I definitely believe that we see it in the postseason. Because I think that's the reason for the slow starts, the shooting. We're not hitting shots, and the way we start off with the ball movement, me and Lee keep emphasizing it. I don't know if you're on the boat with it too. We have to start off the game with Cat touching the ball. I don't understand why Cat is not touching the ball. And if he is, some people didn't. I saw some people questioning, did he even play the first quarter? Why are we questioning if Karl Towns is in the first quarter? Like
I agree.
We should know that his input should be from the first quarter till, not him come alive in the third and then we're like, oh, see, we're in the game now suddenly. Why? Because Cat got some touches. I think that's the biggest issue with us slow starts. We can't necessarily put it onto one person because I think it's overall the fact that we're not shooting the ball very well to start off games. And then on top of that, if you're not shooting the ball well, defense can't win you a game if you're not creating any offense. So I think the fact that we also shoot the ball very poorly and then we allow a lot of 3-pointers to start off the games, I think that's our biggest issue with the starts. And I don't know how we necessarily fix that. To me, I got on the boat with Lee with the Shamet start. But after seeing him lately, Shamet cannot start. He's he's building a house. I don't know where he wants to play next season, but he's clearly creating his home there already because he's. Yes, baby.
I'm still on board. I'm still on board with Shamet starting, depending on the situation.
Definitely.
Even though he hasn't performed well recently in starts. We gave Josh Hart a whole season to stink.
A season and a half, probably, because they almost 2 seasons. Yeah. but to me, I don't necessarily. It's crazy because I don't think that there's a specific player you insert outside of the realistic choices that would change the slow starts if we as a unit don't have a better offensive game to start the games. I
No,
don't
I
like the way we're
agree.
starting the games. There, it's just move the ball a couple times and bomb up some threes, and then the threes not falling. Then we realize, oh my god, we got to get to the line, or we got to get Cat involved. And I hate that we keep going to keep hitting the emergency button in the third and fourth, which is cool because again, like I told you guys, I rather the slow starts in third quarter dooms that we dealt with last year gives us more of a chance to get back in the game and win a game versus kind of tanking and only have one quarter to finish the game. I'd rather have 3 quarters to figure it out. But I think the biggest issue is the game plan going into a lot of these games offensively.
I can agree with one part that you said. I agree with Cat touching the ball more in the first quarter. Brunson had 17 points in the first half. I don't even think Cat scored his first point
No.
until the second quarter. But we already know that the pattern of Cat's minutes is he plays a lot of the first quarter, gets subbed out, then he comes back in and kind of leads the second unit or in the second quarter, and that's when he's kind of more featured. But I do feel like we should have him at least touch the ball more in the first quarter, especially considering he's one of our most efficient scorers since the All-Star break. Now he got the ball a lot later in the second and third, and fourth, but holding the whole quarter still is a little bit too late for me. So I do agree with that. On the second part, I do also agree with the 3-point shooting just not being there in general. The thing I will say is this with a caveat. I would start Shamit over Josh Hart in certain situations only when other teams are playing their centers on Josh Hart and Josh Hart is not taking advantage of it by shooting the ball and getting the threes, or he can't get the 12 rebounds like he got today because a big man is guarding him and he can't get the rebounds like he usually does. When things like that start to happen, then I think you start Shamit, because even if Shamit is missing, his 3-point gravity still gives Jalen Brunson more room to operate and like not cheat. So I still feel like that's still a viable option in certain lineups. Otherwise, like I always say, if it's a bigger lineup, you can also play Mitch with Cat.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who we start because another issue, you can't have 2 of your starters not get to the free throw line at all. Josh Hart or Mikal didn't go to the free throw line at all today.
Interesting.
So, like,
yeah, it was like a lot of driving.
Like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about us, just relying on the 3 ball a lot. That's why I do see why some people say live by the 3, die by the 3 by us, because we do kind of go to that a lot. If we're not playing through Brunson, we rely on making our threes, because we're definitely not relying on the post or the paint. And every game that I watched, when we dominated in the paint, we were blowing teams out, or it was a secure win at least by the third quarter. I don't have the specific games. I just remember watching them every time we just dominated in the paint, or we went to the line more outside of Jalen Brunson. It was just a more realistic game for us to win versus bombing up threes or playing through Jalen Brunson. And again, I'm not against playing through Jalen Brunson. That's not me saying that. It's just that we cannot have our offense just run through him only, which is why again Jordan Clarkson had to come in and do what he had to do.
No, I feel you. Diversify. That's what you're saying. You want to diversify the offense, which is why Mike Brown is here anyway. Diversify the offense.
And even, but I can't knock Brown for that. Even through Mikal struggling, I'd rather have him on the court than Shamit and Hart to end games. I would at least put Shamit and Mikal to end games. Having Hart and Shamit end games when Shamit is shooting poorly and then Hart is a non-factor offensively, I don't understand that the last few games. I understand that Mikel's struggling, but I would at least close out games with him so that I at least have him in Shamit's defense, even if the offense is cooking.
I agree with having Shamit close, especially depending on what Mikal is doing, because Shamit had big, like I said, Shamit has big threes, and the thing about Shamit too is Shamit will miss all game. And then the fourth quarter will come, and it'll be under 3 minutes, and he'll hit a big 3 or 2 in a row to give us some breathing room or give us a tie. And he'll play defense too. Like he had some big stops. There was a big stop, and I'm not saying Mikal doesn't have big stops because he's definitely made it.
No, he did today. He had that steal
Right.
and then that 3 too. Yeah.
Yeah, but like Shaman also gives you big stops too. Like I still remember, what was it? Was it the Magic game where it was 1-on-1 on the fast break and he drew a foul?
Yeah. No. Yeah. He's been, the thing is, it's only been the last 3 games that he's terrible. Before that, I know he's been great, but it's been like the last 3 games only. He's been
Yeah, no, you're right. It's been the last 3 games. He's been terrible, but
let me double check.
But like, big shot for Shaman today. I feel like his shot making, 1, the 3-point shot, 2, the 2 clutch free throws at the end helped win us the game.
Yeah. Gotta hit free throws. I emphasize that.
Gotta hit free throws.
Free.
Another uncomfortable conversation to have. What is up with Jose Alvarado, yo? Colic Hive might get louder, yo. Colic Hive might get louder because I feel like we're winning games. I feel like we're winning games despite Jose, not because of Jose.
No.
Am I bugging? If I'm bugging, tell me.
Nah. Jose's tricky because I don't want to say too much to contradict myself and act like I didn't want him here. I did. To me, I won't lie, the sole reason was because him being a New York native. And I heard about his tremendous defense. I'm not going to pretend that I watched a lot of Pelicans games because I don't know who does. God bless you if you do. You sit through a lot of Pelican games. God bless you. But the difference between him and Clarkson's consistency is you could turn offense on or off and still be okay. You can't turn defense on or off. Like, if you're terrible defensively, it's like, then you got to give us something else outside of that. There's a lot of players. That's why a lot of these guys have big deals, is because look at Luka Doncic. Look at Jokic. They don't get paid big bucks to play this great defense. They're just great offensively, and they're, they do it at a high level. So it's like, so what if they don't play good defense? With Jose not being a great offensive player and then struggling defensively, it's like, what is the point of you? So that's why when sometimes people make the Mikal jokes, at least Mikal will, yes, get you a deflection at the end of the game and then hit a big 3 and boom, everybody forgets that he sucks for a second, just for a second, because I know people still hate that he's here right now. But Jose, the last few games, he's not giving us anything offensively, which again, I never knew him as a good offensive player. So when everybody was preaching and raving for him, I'd rather us have got somebody who could do a little bit more things that was needed, such as the 3-ball. I never known him. I know he could hit a 3-ball, but I never known him as a great 3-point player. And I think we needed more of that going into the postseason, because that's today's league. You need the 3-ball, especially with this team that shoots so much.
Yeah, so I feel like
with him, go ahead, sorry.
No, I feel you. I feel like this lack of 3-ball is starting to hurt us, because we're getting like 6-7 games where your point guard is not shooting well from 3, and I feel like it's like it's kind of like the similar thing to Josh Hart, where you kind of start to lay off of him and you put more pressure on everybody else. And I kind of feel like that's kind of what happened to Jose.
Having to Josh Hart is terrible. So
and it's like he's actually, because of his speed, he can still get in the paint, right? Because he's still breaking down the paint. That's the one good thing he's kind of been doing. I think he's having like forced the A. I think it's a game we had like 7 assists in like very quick bursts, very short amount of time. Yeah. But in the playoffs, especially, you're gonna have to make shots, because they will lay off on you and not guard you at all, and those driving lanes won't be open.
You on the court if you can't shoot.
Exactly. So Jose's a tricky one, man, because he's been in a little mini slump. When you're looking at the plus minuses, the biggest negatives on the team was Jose, negative 13.
Yeah, because he still hasn't hit a 3-pointer since last month.
Yeah, it's like 3-pointer watch is crazy right now. Like, put his 3-point shot on a milk carton now. Where is it? Can we find you? Can we,
it's not like he's getting 1 or 2 steals a game anymore. He's
exactly, which is why he's Grand Theft Alvarado, the Grand Theft ain't thefting. You need to put on your shoe your shiesty and start robbing people, man.
I mean, I could say it's so funny. It might that I'm just realizing as we're speaking about it. It's funny how him and Mikel are struggling. Because I think Mikel's a way better player than Jose. Don't get me wrong, but they have the same similarities as far as game style. They're defense first, and then if they can unleash offensively at some point. Obviously Mikel has a much bigger offensive bag. But I'm starting to think it's just Mike Brown's offense. Maybe I don't know if they just don't fit his offense. Because those are the two people. Eventually, Cat is gonna not struggle so long. He's too good of a player. Whether anybody's offense, like a LeBron James, can play anywhere. He doesn't. Whatever your system is, bro, I'm too good. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm not saying Cat is LeBron James, but Cat is that type of special player where I believe, despite the system, he's just too good to keep going scoreless and not affecting the game in any way. He's going to affect the game in some way. But Jose and Mikel, they're not. They don't have that pleasure. They have to fit. That's why, again, Mikel was great last season. Not great, but he had a decent season under Tom Thibodeau. He fit his system at some point. And that's why, not great, but he was okay. He was decent. I think he fit Tibbs' system. I don't think he fits Mike Brown's system. But it's hard to also say that because he did start off the season very well. But I think as time goes on, you do get exposed. The system gets exposed where people start to figure it out. If a team's played you a few times. So maybe that's why him and Jose are struggling right now. I can't, as you watch the games, it's just so hard to understand because we've seen them play well. So when they don't, it's kind of like, what's happening? And with Jose, I'm not going to keep saying he's new to the system. He's been here for some games now. He's gotten, he is playing 15 plus minutes tonight. He only played 2 games under 10 minutes since he's been here. So he's getting the minutes. He was never going to be a guy who got 20, 25 minutes. He was here to get whatever minutes Kolick or McBride wasn't playing. So to me with him is he that good? And I'm glad that we only have him for this season, so we don't have to stay with him. But I think that's my question with Jose. Are you actually that good? Because you played on the Pelicans. Same thing with Mikel. You played on Brooklyn, bro. Those, to me, those type of stats don't matter on those type of teams. You weren't playing for anything, and you weren't on contenders, and you also wasn't playing on a good system with a great coach. So with me, that's the question that we're now seeing with Mikel. Are you really this good, bro? And a lot of people are starting to think not. Same thing I have the question with Jose. Are you really good, bro?
I think he has a player option 2026, 2027. He has a player option for 4
He's
points.
Gonna definitely stay in it.
Yeah. I think he's taking that. Yeah, and it's New York. I could see him picking that up in a heartbeat.
But it's not like a crazy contract, right? It's like
it's 4.5 mil. It's 4.5 mil. Everything counts. Everything counts when you up against the cap. Everything counts. I'm telling you, we're up against it. So there's gonna be decisions for these Knicks to be made about who stays and who goes. Mitch, and Deuce, and decisions. decisions. Let's get to these super chats. Let's get to the comments. We have late one too. 499 super chat from JT Riddick, who says, yes, we should have won this game in 3 quarters, but we got the win, and every win counts. Hold on, wait, did I put it on the show? Hold on. There we go. Yes, we should have won this game in 3 quarters, but we got the win, and every win counts. Let's get that second seed. Salute KOT. All right, for sure. Let's get that second seed. And where are we right now? Are we still in the third? I haven't checked the standings. I know. Thank you, Cavs, for being. Thank you.
But we're way above the Cavs now. The Cavs gotta. They're not. We're pretty much in competition with the Celtics.
Nice. The Cavs is dropping the ball. Thank you.
And the Pistons keep losing. So I told you guys, Thompson is important to that team as much as we.
Yeah, losing their best defender, I guess, is an issue. It's an issue for real. Did the Pistons just lose another game?
Yes, they lost today to the Toronto Raptors.
The Raptors. That's crazy.
Yep.
So the Raptors, who actually kind of been on a little losing streak.
To Dallas, yeah.
The Raptors have been on a losing streak.
Stop that, please.
Beat the Pistons. The Magic actually moved up to 5th. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
And Jakob had a crazy game. He had 21 and 18. He went crazy.
Sheesh.
Duran just allowed that to happen.
Yeah, and the Celtics and Knicks are neck and
Oh no,
neck.
Thompson played today. They lost with Thompson.
Oh, good. I mean,
They played with their team. Yeah, they lost. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they still have to have like an epic collapse because they're still like a good 4 games. I feel like they got first, yo.
No, it 12 games. If they the Celtics are only 4 games behind them, and we're only 5 games behind them. Like we're not.
What's first of all, what's
Like
the
the
Pistons?
same way San Antonio could take the first spot from the Thunder too. Like it could happen. It's strange to think.
Yeah, what's the Pistons schedule? Okay, listen, nah. Pistons schedule: Wizards,
Hey,
Warriors, Lakers.
They could lose that Lakers game. Lakers are playing well. Let me see. Yeah, you're right.
Wizards, Warriors, Lakers.
Atlanta's playing well. Minnesota, OKC. They could drop Orlando.
Okay, they got a little stretch of 3 games, and they lost to the Raptors, so maybe the Raptors get them again. Who knows? And the Timberwolves. Okay, wait a minute now.
That's all I got.
Wait a minute now. They play more tough games than I think they play more tough games than the Celtics and the Knicks, actually.
Yeah, let me see.
And they play the Hornets on April 10th. That's going to be interesting to see if that game actually matters at the end. You know what I'm saying?
In the East, it's funny because I was saying that on my social media. I was checking out the standings. The top 6 teams in the West already clinched a playoff spot.
Right.
So it's not as tight as in the West. The West is the East is super tight. Like the Bucks, if they go on a crazy run, they could possibly make the play-in. So can the Bulls, but I don't think that's going to happen. So the Hornets, yes, have to win these games because the Bucks and the Bulls could pick a spot.
Yeah.
Like in the West, Memphis is not catching Portland. Like I think it's pretty set in the West.
So your April 10th, the Hornets Pistons game might actually be an important game. That's kind of crazy.
And Atlanta is also, they won 9 straight, so I wouldn't sleep on what they're doing. So and Orlando too, they won 7 straight.
Okay, and then when you go to the Celtics, let's see. I feel like the Celtics have an easy. I feel like both the Celtics and the Knicks have like an easy-ish schedule to finish the season.
Yeah, the Celtics, they play Phoenix. Yeah,
they don't have Mr. DUI is not playing anymore.
Atlanta, Charlotte. They play Miami. They play Atlanta. No, they actually have the only under 500 team that they play is Memphis, and that's it. Golden State, if maybe Curry will be back, who knows? But they play Minnesota, OKC, Atlanta, Charlotte, Atlanta, Miami, Milwaukee, Toronto, Charlotte, New York, New Orleans, and Orlando. That's a crazy schedule for them.
Yo, hold on, wait a minute now. Now that I'm carrying the 3, now that I'm doing the math, carrying the 3. Wait a minute now.
Because
the Knicks next, because this week we got it's trash teams this week. We got the Nets, so I get to go to work.
Indiana.
The Nets and the Wizards. Next Wizards Pelicans. Then the Hornets, though. The Hornets might be. Let's see. You haven't played this version of the Hornets.
No, yeah. I mean, just Kobe White, right? Kobe White and
right. They got Kobe White now. Yeah. The young boy, when we played him, we shut him down.
We haven't played the winning Charlotte Hornets. No,
exactly. So I'm not gonna say this is the same team that we
no, I don't think anything. We clearly realize nothing's a guaranteed win.
Yeah, but we got Hornets, Thunder, Rockets.
So the Keller said it.
Hornets, Thunder, Rockets.
First,
we got
Chicago. We could beat that game. Yeah.
The sticker.
I think the Celtics have the toughest schedule out of Detroit and us.
The bus.
So that's we could possibly land in the 2 spot. Maybe the number 1 seed is locked in. But
and mix it all.
I'm now realizing that I don't really want to play, be a number one seed and play those bottom feeding. And to be honest, I want all the smoke. I'm not gonna dodge any smoke because again, in order to get to the finals, you're gonna have to go through some tough series, play some tough teams, you know. And being a Knick, we all know that it won't be respected if we don't go against certain teams anyway. And I want all the respect. But
you don't know how to do it.
Detroit could possibly fall into a team that's very starving to make a point and could possibly shock them. So I don't want another that smoke. Like
keep going, and
I wouldn't sleep in Atlanta or the Hornets in a 7-game series.
What you have to do is the 16.
Because that's the thing. The Sixers, I think, is Maxey out for the season?
I don't think he's out for this. Oh yeah, the season. I think he might be out for the season, or at least most of it.
That's how the Sixers could fall, and the Bucks could possibly make. Not with them, they keep losing, but
I feel you. I feel you.
But I think the Sixers still make it. I don't think that they are anything to worry about. But Eric Spoelstra's a great coach. I always say Eric Spoelstra teams scare me. And the Atlanta Hawks, they're a different team now. They're a different team. They got more depth. Even though that I know they lost Trae Young, but it's not like they got slouches in return. They got people who can still. CJ McCollum's a great player. They're winning. They just won 9 in a row. CJ McCollum's a great playoff guy. He has a lot of experience. Jalen Johnson's having a great season. Another triple-double. We had another freaking triple-double.
Yeah. So there's some games to look out for our season. We played the Hawks. Yeah, we played the Hawks on S6, and we played the Hornets.
I want revenge on them, though. We need our revenge on the Hawks.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, it's gonna be a good end of the season.
Yeah,
anything is possible.
But
I want that. I want at least a second. I want the second.
Let me check the defensive rating.
Triple drop. You don't know how to collect.
Possible.
No, it's collecting 7. First, take it off the hair. Put it here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. What's better? Put it
Okay.
like
Well, Susan, I forgot. While you look for that, me shout out the chat while you look for those.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Put it back.
Yeah. Shout out to the stats. Shout out to the chat. I mean, Knicks Nation says I want a championship. They always going to talk no matter what. Now I feel you on that, Knicks Nation.
True.
Championship will shut everybody up, and that's what we need. We need a championship.
True.
Claude Smith 9422 says all the Knicks for the remainder of the season could be hard to win.
And put it here.
I'm guessing he's talking about the Knicks games. All the Knicks games for the remainder of the season could be hard to win, as it was against the Warriors. Even the bad teams want to beat the Knicks.
It's dropping.
I agree.
Drop spill. And wait.
That's how you get paid. You get paid by playing the Knicks.
That's how.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are. See, you're doing too much. We are.
Johnny Colt.
Oh, that's offensive. I'll say we're 6. We're 6, but
yeah, we're all 6.
The Celtics are 111.7. We're 111.8. So it's not like we're way out of it.
Yeah, like I said before, we can realistically get to the third.
It's a super
in the league in defense.
And then Miami's 11.3. Yeah.
Right, like we're percentage points from third. So anything can happen between now and the end of the season. We can be a top 5 offensive and defensive team by the end of the season.
Bro, we haven't had to worry about the Celtics since what 2000 freaking 8, 9.
It's so bad.
Predicate says defensive physicality and defensive rotational speed gives us problems similar to the Warriors today. I agree. I feel like the Warriors just really fast today. I feel like the screening roll, the screening rolling into the spray out threes for them were kind of instinctual, and they gave us a lot of problems.
Sure. We have to do 7.
And it took us a long time to adjust, but we finally did adjust and actually played to our capabilities.
We have to do 7th world.
All right.
7th world. It's called 7th world.
Just the moral of today's game is
world.
We just can't take anybody for granted. We cannot take
Absolutely.
anybody for granted. And as fans, we can't go into the game like, oh, they're this in the East, or we're playing these people, or they have this type of record. It's the NBA. It's the NBA. These guys get paid to play basketball. I also watch a lot of college basketball. Just because a team is ranked higher does not mean you go in and you're going to win. We're about to probably see a lot of upsets. By the way, NCAA tournament begins. We're going to see a lot of upsets, and a lot of people probably went in thinking, "Oh, we have the better roster, or we have the better team, or we're ranked higher. We're supposed to win." No, you have to play the game to win, and I think that's just the biggest issue with the Knicks. We play a lot of games to their level, and I haven't seen us. That's the only concern that I have, because I know a lot of times I'm very positive and I believe in the team, but the only thing that I have a big scare about is, when are we going to allow teams to play on our level? When are we going to have a team come in and realize you can't stop Cat in the post and you can't guard Jalen Brunson? So let's get Cat involved. Let's Jalen go in and let OG do his thing, and then you guys figure out how to guard everybody else, because we're already up so much because we got our main guys going. So that's my only concern that I have with this team. It's a part of the game is some nights you're not going to shoot the ball well. Sometimes you might let a player, pass you on defense. That happens. But I am the biggest upside for me though is I watched this team play only 1.5 bad quarters. We do play at least we play the second half a lot well. Last year we used to only play 1 quarter of good basketball, and how we came out with some wins was beyond me. At least this year we're giving ourselves some shot fighting chance despite the slow starts. And we just have to have people come in and play our game. We did that against Detroit, while we lost that series against them this year. We came in thinking, oh, we beat them last year in the postseason, we're better. And they embarrassed us. Same thing today. Oh, no Curry, no Draymond, no this. Oh, this is an easy win. And those guys came out ready to play. It's MSG. They're trying to play to keep a freaking job. You can't take anybody for granted.
Facts. King says Brunson, OG, Cat, Sham, Cal, Mo, Josh, and Deuce, when he comes back, are difference makers, but that is obviously going to shuffle when we look to integrate Deuce back. I hear you.
Yeah. I'm not concerned with Deuce coming back. I know a lot of people were. Deuce has played with this core for a long time. He's going to figure out how to play with them again. The only person that I think we talked about that on the Space King. The only person he hasn't played with is Jose Alvarado, but he's going to take over Alvarado's job anyway when he gets back.
Shoot.
So I'm not worried. He played with Cat all season. He played with OG and Mikel for a season and a half now, almost a couple seasons. He's played with Josh. He knows the system. He's played under Mike Brown. I'm not worried about when McBride comes back or how he would play or how he would fit in the system. He clearly is going to take Shamit's minutes. He's clearly going to take Jose's minutes. And the luxury, again, we have to realize the luxury that we have to then also still have those guys on the bench, which a lot of people forgot the luxury of who? Jordan Clarkson. We have a lot of people on that bench that if we call their numbers again, they could come alive and help us win some big games.
Feel you. Everybody's better than Jalen Brunson until it's time to be better than Jalen Brunson. Reach.
Mitch Robinson. I saw another list today where Mitch Robinson was ranked like 30th in like center. And I'm like, everybody's a better center than Mitch Robinson. So you got to play Mitch Robinson.
Yo, Kim Doc, he gotta be a believer, man. You gotta be. He says,
Kim,
what up,
one. If you missed it, don't run it back. Just take the win and go to the next one.
He said, "What up, y'all? I saw the Knicks score and decided to watch the Oscars. Big night for sinners. Hold on, did Michael B take it? That's all I want to know.
He did.
I'm asking, did he take it? That's all I need.
He won something. I don't know what he won, but he won something.
Best actor. He better won best actor.
I think so.
Otherwise, on the table. All right. Big night for sinners. I see the Knicks crawled away with the win.
I still haven't seen Sinners, guys. They keep telling me to watch it. Is it a movie I gotta watch? I gotta see it.
Watch it.
Here, put some tattoo on.
All right. Shout out to Kim Doc over here rocking with us. Predicate says we got 13 games left. Might finish 13-0. We might not finish 13-0. What do you the chat think? I say 10-3.
We definitely get to 50 wins this season. I know that for sure. Oh, see, Mama, you're doing too much.
That is for sure.
We definitely get 50 wins this season.
Get tattoos. All
right, yo. I think it's time, man. It's time for the bruh picks.
Ooh.
Bruh picks are something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you want to point out and say is stupid, dumb, and idiotic. So you said you already got one in the tuck. You got one in the tuck. I actually got one this time.
So awesome. I bought
Yes.
tattoo too.
What is your prop pick then?
I was
Yeet?
watching the Pelican games last night against the Houston Rockets. And the Pelicans had the chance to win a game. And Zion Williams, it goes to Zion Williams. I don't know if you guys saw.
The tattoo is almost ready.
He had to inbound the ball on the side, and he could either, I can't remember if he could have tied the game or go up
I take the tattoo
the game.
here.
Either way,
Tattoo.
he didn't give his team the chance, the opportunity, because he literally threw the ball right out of bounds where Trey Murphy rolled a few times and wound up falling, and the ball went out of bounds, giving the ball to Houston, and Houston sealed the game. It was just the way he didn't even give his guy a chance to get the ball from the inbound. I understand the defense was the lead against them, but kind of what Josh Hart almost did today, give the ball right back to the other guys and give them the opportunity to almost win the game. But if you see it, check that game out. It was a great game, by the way, Pelicans versus the Houston Rockets last night. But Zion, bro, you're too good of a player to just throw the ball and bounce like that and not give your team opportunity to come back or win the game.
Best Josh Hart imitation goes to
Bruh.
my bruh pick goes to one of the most diabolical basketball players to ever touch a basketball in the NBA. All right. Man, his big mouth. Pause. He's a bully. All right. He's tired. Someone might even say he's a dirty player. And last time the Knicks played the Golden State Warriors, he pretty much tried to hurt Cat. It looked like tripped him up. Looked like he was taunting Cat, and he was getting in Cat's face. He was talking a lot of smack. He's talking a lot of smack. Cat called him a front runner. He's you only talk smack because you're winning. You wasn't talking all that smack before. Draymond Green claimed, no, I don't. I always talk smack. I was talking smack before, and I just talking smack now that I won. Then he proceeds to say, okay, you talking all that smack. I'm gonna see you in New York in March. So fast forward, Draymond Green gets to New York and ducks the smoke.
Bruh.
Was a late scratch for today's game. Could have played. Healthy enough to play. Did not play. Could it be because you've been ass for the last month or 2 months? Why you not leaning on your buddy Steph Curry? And you didn't want that smoke. You didn't want to catch that beat down from the Knicks with Cat on the floor because what? You might be what? A front runner? Seems like it to me. If you talking all that smack with Curry in your back pocket, come over here and talk all that smack now. Now that Curry, you'll be your best friend out here, and he can't carry you anymore. Now you on the bench. Nah, bro, suit up. You talked all that trash, suit up.
Bruh.
He needs to give his whole career to Steph Curry.
It's my fault.
Because I don't know if we would be talking about Draymond Green if there was no Steph Curry. So.
Exactly.
I'm not shocked that he didn't play without Steph Curry because he can't play the game without Steph Curry.
All that talking and came to New York and cowered.
Fake
bully.
He played the last game, right? He played.
Yeah. Fake bully. That's why you.
It's my fault.
I'll get it for you.
That's why you sneak punching guards and not power forwards and centers. You fake bully.
Yeah.
Bruh.
His first Oscar, okay. But yes, I hate that we kind of gave Draymond a little bit of leeway to talk because I know he's probably going to say something like, how can we take the Knicks serious if you can't even beat our third string team or whatever the heck is the case. But
Man, Draymond, let's be real.
Like I was telling Jay, if anybody without Googling off the top of their head, tell me what the score of OKC beating the Pacers in Game 7 was last year. We'll give you something. If you can't do it, because nobody remembers the score to a game. They remember if you won or lost. And they won today. So,
does anybody think that Draymond Green would actually made a difference today?
No.
Exactly. You might have won by 10.
Actually, you know what's so crazy is Quentin Post and Santos played way better than Draymond has this whole entire season. I don't think Draymond had a game that they had tonight this season yet.
That's what I'm saying. Out to
He has
pasture.
had 22 points, shooting, hit 4 3-pointers in a game. No.
Exactly. Out to pasture, man. Out to pasture. Game over. All right. Good luck in the play, my guy.
Bruh.
Right. Good luck.
All right, yo. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, that's the show, yo. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna be here
Yeah.
talking about the Knicks versus the Nets. And that next game is when it's one of
Double
these.
check. Let's see.
No, the Knicks next is Friday, I think.
Oh, we don't play till Friday?
No. We
I was
play.
like, bro,
Hold
that's a
on.
lot of days off.
Hold on.
Tuesday? I don't think we have any more back-to-backs, right?
I think the next game is Tuesday.
Let me check that real quick. Let me see.
Tomorrow. Oh wait,
we
yeah.
do.
Hey, we got the Pacers. We got the Pacers on Tuesday.
Oh,
And we
Tuesday.
got-
No, then we could. We don't have a game tomorrow, technically. Tomorrow's Sunday.
Yeah, Pacers Tuesday, Nets Friday, Wizards
Might as well be
Wizards
turned up
Sunday.
time, guys.
Whoosh! This is the
Let me
toilet bowl
see.
week.
Now we don't got no more backs-to-backs, meaning we're gonna see Mitch against OKC, guys. We're gonna have Mitch against Boston, guys.
Let's go.
We didn't play Mitch that Houston game, right? That we came back, right?
The Houston game? Did we play the Houston game?
That we won and came back. Let me see. And people were like, "Why is he?" Either way, we got Mitch for all the games the rest of this season,
Let's go.
and we
I'm
get
waiting.
to see this team in full force. And again, just to end on a positive note, we play 7 games, and we get to see this. It gets to make a game plan for that specific team during the postseason. So I understand during the regular season, some of these wins and some of these games are frustrating, but you can't count the Knicks out. And I'm glad that people are already, because we're not. Typically, when you're on people's radar, they're waiting to knock you down and get, and we're, a lot of people are waiting to eliminate Detroit because they were the best team this season. A lot of people are waiting to eliminate the Brown and Tatum because of who they are. A lot of people already think they could eliminate us, and it's only going to be jokes on them when it comes into the postseason. So I'm glad that we're not looked on as favorites anymore. I'm glad that we're under the radar, because the more we stay under the radar, the more we can shock not only ourselves but other teams.
Okay, hold on. Someone said we have 2 more back-to-backs before
I don't see that. I don't see that we have any.
12, 10, 9.
Oh, the Atlanta, Miami. They are correct. Atlanta, Miami. And no.
Colors?
No, we don't.
No, that's excuse me, I'm looking at Houston's message.
We don't have any more back-to-backs, Predicate.
Yeah, we don't. I was looking at Houston's schedule. No, we don't. We don't have any more back-to-back.
Yeah, we got Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday.
Color begin.
Either way, we're definitely gonna see Mitch against the OKC.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. Here we go. We do.
No, you're the one.
Which one? Who do
March 31st. Rockets Grizzlies is a back-to-back.
Do we have the Rockets before the Grizzlies game?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so we're most likely, yeah, see.
So that's a back-to-back, and then the 3rd, the 6th. 9th.
Okay, that's my fault.
Oh, and then the Celtics Raptors is a back-to-back. So we have 2 more. He was right.
All right, my bad, guys. I do have
He's
3
right.
schedules up right now, so I probably looked at the wrong one.
My bad, Predicate. Good catch. Good catch, dog.
Yes, okay, Memphis and then who else?
Celtics Raptors, like towards the end of the season.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, I see that. Oh yeah, okay. That's my bad. Good catch.
Yeah, good catch. All right,
Well,
yo.
again, we have the good games right before Mitch, so right before, so Mitch will play in those games.
Exactly. All right, yo. That is the show. Thank you guys for watching. B, let them know they can find you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Knicks.
Jalen,
Brunson.
Nixon.
Nixon.
Bye.
5.
All right, you can catch me
There you
here,
go.
or you can catch me on Twitter, Sporty Spice, SPORTY SPICCE. Thank you guys for always rocking with me and getting through these things with my crazy lady.
All right. You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick Of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick Of Time Show on Facebook as well. That is the show. Thank you guys.
5.
That's right. Knicks in 5. Thank you guys for watching. And as always.
Shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Mercer here in these Knicks streets. That is the show. We out of here.
Okay.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.